start off the new year.
Alright, and welcome back to the brand new of Galaxy of Film. I am, of course, your host, Max, and this week we are joined with our good friend here, none other than Will from Mayhem Pictures. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. Happy to be here.
It's always great to get you back on here, man. We're also joined with our boy, Johnny Zuko. How are you?
Good, man. Just enjoying the new year. Being a Raider fan has been a tough year, so we ended on a win, so I'm happy. So I'm just going to enjoy it.
Okay, well, there you go, man. There you go. Having the positive attitude, at least. And we also got our man, Gamer Harold. How are you doing, brother?
I am doing well. I just finished recovering from surgery, so I'm way better now.
Yeah, good to get you back on here, man. Everyone's in a positive mood already, man. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Happy New Year to everyone. We kind of discussed that last week as well, whenever Curtis and I were discussing The Boy and the Heron, as well as Howl's Moving Castle. But this week is our anniversary, or excuse me, not an anniversary special, our yearly special, our annual we do here at Galaxy Film. We kind of go over the top 10 films of the previous year. This year we are starting a little bit late, because usually we do this as the first episode of the new year. But last week we actually had a little bit of an event. Will, you were here for this. It was the first ever Galaxy of Film showcase. And during this as well, we kind of premiered my next film, Goonies in Agony. And dude, go ahead and give us a little bit of a rundown on this event. I'm going to show some photos for our listeners because, of course, this is a Galaxy Film Live episode.
Well, I mean, for starters, I want to say congratulations, Max, for putting this together. This was so awesome, getting to show our films, both your films, Mayhem Pictures films, and then Brandon's films all together. Just being able to see that in a movie theater, a really cool looking retro theater too. And me and Jake, we traveled pretty far to go there. We drove 10 hours to meet you guys in North Carolina, but totally worth it. I had a great time. Got to meet a whole ton of nice people over there. Really loved all you guys. Meeting you, got to meet you in person for the first time too, which was great.
Yeah, which is crazy, dude, because we've been talking for about a full year now on the podcast.
Yeah,
and with Jake for a little 2.5, I want to say too.
Yeah,
which is insane.
And
but
you are taller in person. Bigger than I thought you were.
It's funny. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, damn, you and Jake are short as hell, man. I was not prepared for Jake and Brandon to be level with each other. But and also showing on the screen real quick is the great picture of Jake and Brandon where they look like the Property Brothers together. Gotta love that, man. But dude, what a damn good time. I want to do another one of these sometime, man. This was a dream come true, honestly.
Yeah.
But
it was great.
Such a cool time. We had a lot of cast members there from my films, Like a Surgeon, Distinguished, Novex, and of course Goonies in Agony. We had the whole Galaxy of Film team there, which was crazy. Brandon, Dakari, Tyler, of course having Jake there and you too. We had some of our other people who've been on the podcast, like Matthew was there from Megapixel Productions, who was just here a couple weeks ago, actually. But we also had some other cool people like Ken Dog, which I was really not expecting to see here. And not only that, we have him in the comment section down below. What's up, Kenny?
Oh, good. What's up?
Only the best here at Galaxy of Film, man. But I fucking had a great time during this event. We definitely got to have a bunch more of these. This was legendary.
Yep.
But
Jake just sent me a script today or yesterday, and I just read it. A whole new script. So maybe we're gonna have some new stuff, man.
Absolutely. You guys are hearing it here first. This episode.
Yeah.
Very exciting, very exciting. And you guys can, of course, see the next film, Goonies in Agony, pretty soon, releasing early 2024. After we get some film festival submissions going forward, of course. But we are this week, of course, discussing the top 10 films. We do have a couple things for, announcements to go over besides just the event we had. Of course, speaking of Jake, we have Awards Bay. Episode 9 is dropping tomorrow, guys, for our live listeners. And earlier of this week for our daily morning listeners, if you're listening to this on the early podcast, or on the podcast platforms as well. I believe he had Uncle Brian on for this week again, talking some Golden Globes. And also, dude, Brian was at the event. Shout out to you, Brian. That was so cool seeing everybody. I was in complete awe. He was also a little bit shorter than I imagined too, man. Not gonna lie. It's kind of funky.
How tall are you, Max?
I'm like 6'1", bro. So far, the only person to compare with me height-wise that I met is Harold, actually. The 2 times I've been up with Harold. Yeah. How tall are you, Johnny?
Bro.
Like, what are you going to compare with me as?
Like maybe 5'7", 5'8".
God damn, Johnny, you're also short as hell.
I wear boots though, so I'll be even with you.
Really? Oh, dude, you're gonna be even with Brandon
high
and
heels.
Jake are over there too. Maybe Will as well.
I have like a 1-inch heel, dude. So I stand tall. Being a security guard, bro, you gotta look tall.
Oh, that's right. I forget you're into security, man. I forget that. That's crazy. But yeah, episode 9 of Awards Bait. Check that out, guys. Also, my latest film, No Vex, that is also written by our guy Tyler here, Galaxy Film, is currently out now as well. Link down below. Check that out. All great stuff going. But I think we have a couple things to go ahead and talk about for news this week before we get into our top 10. Real quick, this is kind of an unexpected announcement. We got like a poster / flyer for it, as well as a trailer / music video that came out. Donald Glover and Caleb McLaughlin are starring in a 21 Savage film. This is kind of crazy. This is taking place during the whole situation where 21 was like arrested by ICE for citizenship, for being, a UK citizen. And it's all about the Free 21 movement. So, Johnny, you're the music guy here in this episode. Where are you at with this?
I have not seen this or heard of this. I'm gonna have to look this one up. I think I've seen. Is this the one where he's like in a suit and dressed up in a limo? He's in the back of a limo or something like that. It's been popping up on my YouTube trending, but anything with 21 Savage, I just don't listen to. It's just not my bag. I don't listen to that shit.
I've met 21 Savage, man. It was really odd, actually. Really odd.
Really?
It was for a meet and greet. It was after Post Malone had dropped Beer Bongs and Bentley, and of course Rockstar was their collab song for that. So they toured together, but they would not perform Rockstar together, funny enough. And a couple weeks ago, we had Kayla Reeds on the podcast for Hunger Games. Well, her and I actually saw this concert together, and we were in the pit, and 21 sent like his hype man out to try to pick up Kayla. It was weird, man, my sister. And it was like this big ass bodyguard who was like trying to like, it was rapey as hell, dude. It was freaky as hell. It's exactly what it sounds like. And after all this, we had our meet and greet with 21, which just made the whole situation even more awkward. But the dude wouldn't say anything to me, because usually like I'm used to how like photo ops go for conventions and shit like that. It's like take your picture, shake their hand, keep it moving kind of deal. So I'm like, yo, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. He just grunts at me. Like a full-on, like, animal just, like a Minecraft villager. It's so uncomfortable, man. Hold up. Let me pull this picture up on my Instagram. This shit's so bad.
Wow.
So,
I mean, at least, I don't know. I don't even know what to say there, man. Goddamn.
I like 21 Savage, man, but that experience was pretty awful. Well, I mean, this is the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, he is not happy to be there, bro. You're like, just give me your money, take your photo, and get the fuck up out of here. That's the vibe that's giving me. Basically.
But you don't really have any opinion on this this whole movie coming on, you said, Johnny?
No, because I have not seen it. Again, 21 Savage is not an artist that like, oh, 21 Savage. You know what I mean? Like, Jack Harlow just dropped a new video, and I was like, I'll check it out. And it was dope enough, but, I'm like, 21 Savage? No. Lil Pump? Nah, I just...
Dang, don't compare him to Lil Pump, man.
I don't fuck with these. I feel like these guys are just like wannabe 6ix9ines. I'm like, dude, you guys are just... And 6ix9ine is a wannabe, so let's just... make sure I make that perfectly clear as well. But yeah, I will check this out, though. I'll definitely check this out.
Okay, I got you. Well, what about you? Or do you have any thoughts on this?
That kind of sold me.
I don't know anything about this film or the what is it, 21 Savage, but the cast looks interesting. I mean, Donald Glover and Caleb McLaughlin is I mean, that's great little pair there. I at least recognize the both of them. So I'd be interested in doing a little bit more research and checking it out when it comes out.
Okay, that was the widest answer I've ever heard.
Yeah. I know nothing about it, but it's interesting.
Okay. Harold, what about you? Do you have any thoughts on this film being announced?
I'm actually a little worse because I don't know any of those people you guys just said.
You know Caleb, he's the kid from Stranger Things, Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen Stranger Things.
Okay, dude. You know
There
Donald
you go.
Glover. He's Childish Gambino, right? You know him?
Who?
Community? He's in Spider-Verse. He's Uncle Aaron in Spider-Verse. Not Uncle Aaron, but like the Prowler. He's the cameo live action one.
Young Lando and Solo.
And what's Solo?
The Star Wars movie.
Oh, I don't remember.
He was Simba in the
Yes,
Lion King
Harold, yes.
remake, man. Come on.
I know some.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Only the best are Galaxy of film.
Good shit. I love it.
But I hope the movie does well. Right?
There you go,
Yeah.
buddy. There you
I
go.
got it pulled up right here. So it uploaded 7 hours ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got it up here. So it
I
does.
was looking at the comments. Han Solo. I didn't know who you were talking about.
Well, he's not Han Solo. He's in the Han
Well,
Solo movie.
I mean the movie Solo is what it's called. Solo.
Awesome.
It's underrated. Just check it out.
So good, man. It's my favorite of the Disney Star Wars. Oh boy. So speaking of Golden Globes as well, we're not going to get into too much about who won and who got snubbed for this. It's kind of Jake's deal. But one thing I want to go ahead and talk about, it's kind of interesting, is the animated film category. The Boy and the Heron swept under and pulled out from Spider-Verse. Actually, Boy and the Heron won Best Animated Feature for this year. Will, did you have a chance to see The Boy and the Heron? This is something we talked about on the podcast last week. What are your thoughts on this win all of a sudden?
I have not been able to see Boy and the Heron, but every time I meet somebody who has, I always ask them like, "Oh, how was it?" And like I've gotten some surprisingly like mixed stuff, like especially looking online. I've heard that it isn't one of Miyazaki's best, so it is kind of surprising that it did take what is it, Across the Spider-Verse, to be honest, because that was, I mean, Across the Spider-Verse was incredible. I did get the chance to watch that one at least.
Okay.
But it doesn't entirely surprise me. I think that type of film is a little bit more geared towards like the Academy over like a big loud superhero movie. So I guess it's not terribly surprising, but I'm glad that these movies, like international anime type stuff, is getting a lot of attention. So I congratulate Miyazaki and the Studio Ghibli team for that win.
I'm sure he appreciates it.
Was this, Miyazaki, was this his first animated film that featured like A-list celebrities voicing over in his movies?
No.
I think they've done a few of those actually. I think like I know for like Christian Bale has at least done a few of them.
Yeah, I mean, Howl's Moving Castle alone,
Yeah.
Oh, so he was a voice actor in that movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
I was just bringing that up because I was just wondering because you have this A-list actors all over this fucking movie, so I'm wondering if that had anything to do with it.
That may be.
No, I had a chance to see the movie. I don't think it's the case. They're all pretty spread out, which is nice. Yeah,
I mean,
and Christian Bale too. Speaking of, he plays the title character in Howl's Moving Castle, so he's already been in that lead role. So it's not like it's just a crammed in, let's slam an A-list actor type of deal down your throat. You know what I mean?
They've done that with some older anime films though. So
absolutely.
it's not beyond the possibility. So that's why I just kind of threw that out there. It's like,
oh, you're good. You're good, man. You're all by all means. There's no hurt in asking. You know what I'm saying? But what are your thoughts on this, Johnny? Have you seen? I know you've seen Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I've seen Spider-Verse, but I have not seen Boy and the Heron. Anime movies are not something that I typically go to. There's only really one anime movie that I ever watched, and that was Akira, and that was it.
Okay.
So like anime movies, it's a hit and a miss for me. So yeah, I might have to give this one a watch because my TikTok has been flooded with like massive reviews for that movie, saying that it's so heartfelt, it's one of the best animated movies of the year, this and that. And there's some creators on there that I do trust their opinions. So I think it's on Prime now that I can rent. So I'm gonna rent it and see what it's about. See what all the fuss is about.
It's definitely worth a rent too. I definitely feel it is. So not bad. But Harold, what about you? Have you had a chance to watch The Boy and the Heron? Do you have any feelings about it beating Spider-Verse?
I actually haven't seen it. I had a friend who wanted to see it, but we didn't really get a chance to. And as far as beating Spider-Verse, I haven't really even seen the trailer of it, so I can't say much. But congratulations on winning, because I definitely thought Spider-Verse would win something like that.
Yeah, I still think Spider-Verse has a chance to win the Oscar.
You know what's funny?
I got a question. It did Into the Spider-Verse, the first one, did that win Best Animated Picture?
Yes.
It did. Okay.
Yeah, it won an Oscar.
For Oz. Okay.
What were you going to say then, Zuko?
I was going to say too, I've been noticing a trend with the Golden Globes. So all the favorites were they lost. All the favorites lost their nominations, but picked up their favorites in the Oscar category. Angela Bassett was heavily favored to win the Oscar, but they gave her the Golden Globe Award, and then they gave the Oscar to Jamie Lee. So there's been a pattern for the past couple of years where like some of like the best follow-ups, they get the Golden Globe or the SAG, and then the other ones they get the Oscar. So I don't think Christopher Nolan's going to get an Oscar. I think Greta Gerwig is going to get an Oscar.
Okay.
So that's going to be something to look out. I don't know if Martin Scorsese will get it for Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't know if he'll do it. I don't think so. I think Greta Gerwig has a strong case, especially if you've seen Barbie and what she did with that movie. I think she has a strong case for that.
I do too. We got to get you on awards bait, Johnny. Got to get you on there, dude. That's a hot take. And if it follows through, man, you need to go ahead and start gambling. Absolutely, man.
We got to see if this pattern holds. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till March, and we'll see.
Okay, so this is the year to determine if you're betting next year? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, it's always a pattern, dude. So you follow the pattern.
All right, I got you. We're going to hold you to it, Johnny. We're going to hold you to it. Follow up in 3 years, guys. Follow up in 3 years. Our last piece of news this week. This is a weird casting announcement. We don't really have too much information on this film. All we know, it's an A24 production, and Ana de Armas is playing a set of twins, kind of like Parent Trap style. So, Harold, what are your thoughts on this? Are you an Ana de Armas fan? A24 is kind of trusty, so how are you feeling with this one?
I actually don't know what that is either.
There you go. That's the spirit, Harold. That's the fucking spirit.
Awesome. Cool. Glad I was able to help.
Who the fuck is Ana de Armas? Who's that?
Ana de Armas, she's in Knives Out.
Which one's she?
She's the main girl.
She's like the main girl.
Oh, Ana de Armas. Oh.
Yeah. She went out with Ben Affleck for a while.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she went out with Affleck, dude.
Yeah, not to sound rude, man. You pronounce your name really white, bro.
Really?
The Armas.
What?
Ana de Armas.
The Armas?
Yes.
That's how you say
When
it?
you said Moss, I was like, wait, Moss? Who the fuck is I'm like, holy shit! Like, what the? Who is that? Okay.
I've been saying it like that for 160 episodes, dude.
Yeah, she gets brought up every episode, and he always gets it wrong.
Bro, Blade Runner was like episode 8, bro.
Oh man, now I know you never really had a Mexican on here. Okay. They would have corrected you. No, it's Ana de Armas, bro.
Oh, that shit's too funny. Okay. Johnny, what are your thoughts on this announcement?
Good shit. Okay, I mean, her last few movies have not been good, so she needs a solid movie. A24, okay. I mean, we'll see what they could do. I mean, they pretty much resurrect Adam Sandler's career. They did something fantastic with Nicolas Cage and Dream Scenario.
Ooh,
Look what they did with Zac Efron. You know, but we're gonna see. You know, because A24 is also gambling with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, also with a property. So this is gonna be the year when you start to see these actors really start, you know, challenging themselves. Not that she can't. But she has had a run of stinkers since Knives Out. She was the it girl for a minute, and now she really needs to turn in a performance that is mind-blowing and a movie that is good. So she needs it more than anything, you know? She needs this to hit. She needs this to be a critical darling and a financial success.
She's solid in James Bond. What was it? No Time to Die. That came out 2 years ago.
That's right.
Oh my god, dude! No,
What? I love No Time to Die. Man.
Although she just kind of leaves the movie like halfway through. I feel like they should have had her in there.
Utilized her in that movie.
Yeah,
dude. I have I got the Funko Pop of that character actually on my shelf over here.
It felt like they were setting her up for like a spinoff or something, and that just never materialized.
They were, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, hold on, man. I got the.
Nice.
I can't believe I've been butchering her damn name for 3 years. I got the fucking. I'm going to hell. Will, what are your thoughts on this?
Hey, how do you say carne asada, bro? I'm just curious.
Will, what are your thoughts on this?
Carne asada. Yeah, I mean, pretty much echoing what Zuko said. Yeah, like I mean, I think that if there's going to be a good movie she's going to be in, it's going to be an A24 one, because it's really what these actors need is like a competent studio that isn't just going to put them in some like trash like Netflix movie. You know what I mean? I mean that's what Adam Sandler needed. You know, it's just like a good writer. Wow, a good director, and then they get like a good performance out of an actor. Crazy, you know. So, you know, I hope this is a good movie. You know, and A24 rarely misses. So
okay, when they miss,
and then yeah,
I have not seen a bad A24 movie.
Oh,
I can't
really?
I mean,
I can't think of one. Have you?
Yeah, dude. Let me pull my letterbox.
What?
Hold on. I got a couple of them actually.
Oh shit! Gotta go to the letterbox.
Yeah, well, I catalog all my A24 ones. Yeah, dude. I really did not care for The Witch.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one. I hate Climax.
I could see that. I didn't
Which
see
one?
that one.
Climax, Gaspar Noé.
Oh, that's acquired taste.
Yo, acquired. Okay, buddy. I didn't like the Black Coat's Daughter as well.
Didn't see that.
Didn't see that one.
Under the Skin is just weird.
Yeah, I think that might have been my first A24 movie, actually.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was very strange. Yeah.
Oh god, there was. What was the fucking there was one more I really didn't like that was on this. I did not catalog.
Can I take a guess?
Oh, The Lobster.
Oh, I was gonna say. It comes
that
at
was
night.
an
I know that
awesome
one.
movie, dude. Really?
Man, I hated The Lobster.
I thought that was an awesome movie. Just that shit was hilarious.
I thought First Cow was more entertaining than The Lobster.
Oh man, he just did a new movie. Wait till you see Poor Things, bro.
That's right.
I need to see Poor Things. That looks pretty good. Oh, On the Rocks is a little bit disappointing as well. Wasn't a big fan of that one, unfortunately.
Which
Bill
one?
Murray and Rashida Jones. On the Rocks.
I never saw that one.
Really solid trailer, just not a strong finish, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Oh, another one I really fucking hate. 8th Grade, Bo Burnham's directorial debut. I can't stand Bo Burnham.
I like that one.
Didn't
You
watch
can't
that
stand Bo Burnham.
I hate Bo Burnham, dude. Oh my god. He is right there with Jared Leto with me. I just want to punch him. Oh my god.
At least Bo Burnham hasn't like committed crimes.
8th Grade feels like a crime, bro. 8th Grade feels like a crime.
Bo Burnham has now been convicted of.
Yeah. Well, that aged poorly.
But yeah, there's a couple A24 films I'm not a big fan of, Johnny.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, the ones that I've seen, I've liked all of them. So, the ones that you
there's
mentioned,
one more.
I have not seen.
There's one more. Excuse me, Green Room with Patrick Stewart. Was not a big fan of that one either.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I like the first part of Green Room. It gets a bit repetitive for me.
Okay, a lot of hot takes here, Max.
That's an extremely hot take right there, man. Green Room, that's a fire fucking movie, dude.
Yeah, I've seen better, man. I've seen better from A24 especially.
I don't know. That movie's gnarly. I don't know. We might have to talk about that one. We might have to talk about that one.
We'll have to do an A24 list one of these days, man. But let's go ahead and get into our top 10 list of 2023. So, guys, if you're here from past years in the past, then you kind of know how we do these things here at Galaxy of Film. We go from 10 to number 1, 10 being the least favorite in our bunch, all the way to the first, which is our number 1. We have an honorable mention that we say before our number 1 pick, which is in place of our number 11, basically. But also this year, we're mixing it up and throwing in our worst film of the year, too, just for shits and giggles. So let's go ahead one by one. We're talking our top 10 list. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started for us, guys. My number 10 spot coming in strong is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
That's a great choice.
Yeah, dude, I loved this movie. It kind of borrows the art style, like the 2.5D stuff that Spider-Verse introduced. We see that thrown out the Turtles, bringing everybody from the Turtles. All the classic villains were in this film, pretty much. Stellar voice acting. We see the Turtles going to be kids for the first time. I had an incredible theater experience seeing this with my little niece. And, dude, for Christmas, I was a Star Wars kid. I was always getting lightsabers and shit for Christmas. And I usually do the same thing for her. But I decided to turtle her up this year. Got like Donatello's staff for Christmas, the mask, a couple figures, plushies, whole 9 yards, and she loved it, bro. Mutant Mayhem will possibly be one of, if not the best, Turtles film of all time. And is my number 10 spot. But so, Will, what is your number 10?
All right, so my number 10 is, what's it called again? No One Will Save You. This was a Hulu original.
That was good.
This movie was like practically made for me. It was just so up my alley.
Okay.
It's I don't know. Have you seen this one, Max?
I have not. No, I've never heard of this.
You have not. So it was a horror film about a woman basically being tormented by these aliens that come down. And these aliens have like basically taken over the Earth, kind of like halfway through the movie.
Okay.
But what's interesting about it is that there's no dialogue at all in the entire movie. Everything is just done. It's not like anybody's like mute or anything. It's just they always just avoid using actual dialogue, and everything's told purely visually. And I love sci-fi. I think when this movie came out, I was like, I really want like a good like alien like horror movie, because there's a lot of like creepy like in real life, like a lot of creepy like alien lore stuff about abduction cases and things like that. And I feel like that's like it's an untapped market with like a lot of potential for stories. And this movie really kind of goes into it, and it's super psychedelic, and it's got a genuinely freaky shit that happens in it. Okay. And it's cool. I really love it. It feels like a Twilight Zone episode by the end of it. It gets like really wacky, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on anymore, but it was a fun experience. Really, really enjoyed it.
Okay. Good to hear, man. Good to hear.
I had passed up on this movie because there was so much hype about it on TikTok. And one night I just kind of threw it on just on the background, and then I was hooked like 15 minutes in. I was like, wait, where do you go from here? Because after that first 15 minutes feels like a third act. And you're like, where do you go from here?
It starts like immediately.
It's a great fucking movie. It's a great movie. Yeah, that's a great pick.
Need to add to my list then, man. You guys have sold me, it sounds like. Shit. Okay. Johnny, what is your number 10 as well?
So I got on here earlier, last year, and I said this was probably one of the best movies I've seen that year, and it is Amazon Prime's Air.
Okay, dude, there you go.
That is still a movie that I still think about, and that's still a movie that if we didn't have The Last Dance, we would not have gotten this story. We would not have gotten Marlon Wayans, Chris Tucker, Matt Damon's monologue toward the end of the film just like had me ramped up, and just rewatching it again just got me excited. And unlike Tetris and Blackberry, where they kind of end on a sour note, this one just ends on a really happy note because you know what happens. And I think when it comes down to movies that are based on, this is probably the most accurate to a based on. Like Michael Jordan's movie is a movie. Michael Jordan's life is a movie. You know what I mean? So, and the fact that he co-signed it off, it just, it just makes it work. So for me, number 10 is Air. I think it's a great movie. It's a great story, and I think it's a nice little nod to the fans to say, look, man, look what we had to go through just to get you that shoe.
Absolutely, dude. It's funny you mentioned that. This was like my number 12 for the year, actually, too. Air also stuck with me. I'm glad you thought about this film, man. It's good to hear. Harold, what is your number 10, sir?
My number 10 is actually most likely a movie a lot of people don't know about. It's called The Machine. It came out, I believe, in April.
Okay.
It's a really funny movie, and it stars Bert Kreischer. He's a comedian. He actually did a stand-up about this movie. Like, before it became a movie, it was just a stand-up routine. Like, I don't know, more than just about 10 years ago. I don't know how many years ago. And after all this time, they made it into an actual movie. It was really good. But unfortunately, all the ratings I seen said it was a terrible movie. I like the movie. Maybe it's because I like it because I like the comedian.
No, I heard a lot of people say that was funny. I know a lot of Bert Kreischer fans, and they really liked it. So I didn't know that.
Mark Hamill was hilarious in that movie, dude.
Mark Hamill's
Mark Hamill's a sidekick, bro.
Oh shit!
He plays his father.
Oh,
really, really funny, great movie. Loved it.
Well, I need to check this out too. Then this one on my radar. The Machine, you said?
Yeah, it's on Netflix actually right now.
Oh shit! I'll check it out, man.
And it follows his routine, his comedy routine, like perfectly. So it was a really great movie.
Machine, Netflix. Let me take a look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, yeah. Okay, I've seen the poster of this. I totally forgot this came out this year.
Yeah.
That is crazy, dude. Good pick, Harold. Gotta watch that one as well. Okay. So we're coming on to number 9, guys. This one kind of went under the radar. It's something we didn't get a chance to talk about on the podcast this year. And to be honest with you, I think this is my girlfriend's favorite movie of the year. But this movie is called Bottoms. Absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted to watch that.
Adored it, man.
It's hilarious, dude. So hilarious.
It's kind of just super bad to a degree, but it's still solid. Super bad
means Blue Mountain State. That's what it is.
Absolutely, dude. It's wonderful. This is Io's, year, obviously with the Baron going on. I think she was in another movie called Theater Camp or Theater Production or something like that.
Yeah, and she was in Across the Spider-Verse.
No, she was in Ninja Turtles.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. I'm mixing her. Wait, are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure she was the hologram voice.
She may be as well, but she's April in Ninja Turtles.
Okay. Well, no, keep going.
Oh, that's all I had to say. She's just great in this.
Bottoms is hilarious, dude. Ruby Cruz though is fucking like she steals it for me though. She's great.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Bottoms. This was like mid-afternoon watch as well. Really weird time to watch a movie, but great theater trip. Check it out, Bottoms, guys. Will, what is your number 9? Oh, go ahead, Johnny.
She was in Spider-Verse.
She is? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. She was the hologram, the girl that was in the room.
Mm-hmm.
That was the hologram that helped Miles, that sent Miles to his hometown.
Right. Yeah. The ultimate Spider Woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got you. Fuck, man. I gotta rewatch Spider-Verse again. Jesus. All right, what's your number 9, Will?
So my number 9, maybe some people were expecting this to be a little bit higher up on the list, but I'm gonna give it to Barbie.
Oh, okay.
I had obviously it was a great movie. I mean, a great just day, like going and seeing Barbie and Oppenheimer. So it was just a lovely experience being able to be a part of the whole Barbenheimer experience and the double feature thing.
Of course.
And like I went with my mom, and my mom loves her Barbies, and like she grew up with that, and so the movie was more meaningful for her, and being able to experience that with her was just a great time. And genuinely funny. It's a beautiful looking film. I love the colors and the set design, the costume design. It all just works so well. And obviously Margot Robbie just kills it. And Ryan Gosling. I mean, we've all heard the praise of this movie. It's great. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, dude, Barbie was definitely the Godzilla of 2023. This movie was insane.
Besides Godzilla.
Okay, besides that. Johnny, what is your number 9?
My number 9 is David Fincher's The Killer.
Oh, okay.
This is the anti-John Wick film that I feel like we needed. You know what I mean? Like, so John Wick has now just gotten to the point where it's just set piece after set piece after set piece. That's why John Wick 4 was like 2 hours long, because the set pieces were 15, 20 minutes long.
Bro, it was 3 hours long, you mean?
It was 3 hours long, yeah. So, and the movie opens up very, like, it challenges the audience, because nothing happens for 20 minutes. It's just him alone with his thoughts. And the opening line is, if you find this boring, this isn't the job for you. Which means, it's setting you up for what is to come. You know what I mean? And also, Michael Fassbender and the Brute, that fight scene, fight scene was so good, man. Like, he has like 2 great fight scenes under his belt with Gina Carano and Haywire, and then this one. Goddamn, this was an actual good movie, and I'm not mad, but I'm kind of upset that some film talkers are just looking at this movie as like, oh, it's just a revenge movie. But the twist on it is that he's insisting that it's not personal, it's not revenge. It's like, I'm doing my job because you fucked me on my job. That's pretty much it. So, and he's very cold and calculating and methodical. We don't see hitman. We don't follow a hitman that's like that very often. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, he plays such a great sociopath.
Yeah, there's like a lack of personality, but the lack of personality is his character, and it's like there's something endearing about it. You just can't take your eyes off him, and the fact that he doesn't blink on camera is fucking like unnerving.
Well, that's weird as hell. I need to watch The Killer still, man. We're doing it in a couple weeks in the podcast. I've been saving it, but it sounds incredible.
I think you might like it. It's very deliberately, and it's slow, but once it boils over, you're locked in for a ride. I promise you.
I got you. Okay. And Harold, what about you, man? What's your number 9?
My number 9 is The Flash. Not so much as for the movie, but for the experience and the person I seen it with. So, I had a really good time seeing the movie with Max himself.
Yes, sir. We did see The Flash itself. Dude, I gotta be honest with you. When we saw The Flash that day, the opening scene, after everything that happened to Ezra Miller, obviously we had discussed how much of like a terrorist he is basically and everything going on. But the opening scene, I'm sitting next to Harold, and I got my girlfriend to the right of me, and we're seeing Ezra Miller throw a baby in a microwave. I died fucking laughing. That was the most ironic shit in the world.
Ever. That shit is so wild, bro.
Hilarious. But keep going on, Harold. Keep going on.
I did really enjoy the movie, though. It was good. I do feel like after like half of the movie, a lot of people were more excited to see Batman and Kara. But I still enjoy watching the movie
I
the
got
entire.
I hear you on that. I hear you on that, man. Yeah, The Flash is pretty up there. Or it's pretty good. I like it. I think it holds up too. It's not my list, unfortunately, but it was close to being on for sure.
I'm gonna have a hot take later.
Oh, okay. Number 8, guys. Number 8. For me, this was another watch with my girlfriend, and I'm kind of shocked by how high it's up there for me. But this was a good send-off, in my opinion. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I really enjoyed this one. I love Crystal Skull, and Crystal Skull still has a better spot in my heart than Dial of Destiny does. But it was really cool to kind of have the experience of seeing Indiana Jones in the theater properly. I was 7 years old when Crystal Skull came out. Didn't see it opening weekend,
I was 7 years old, and I definitely watched Crystal Skull. I think at least several times in theaters.
Bastard, man! I wish.
And I'm glad I'm not the only psycho that likes Crystal Skull. I think.
I'm right there with you guys because I don't think Crystal Skull is that bad of a movie as much as a lot of people say that it is.
Well, I have a hot take. I think Crystal Skull is better than Raiders.
I think Temple is better than
Raiders. But
dude, Temple of Doom is my favorite. For me, it's Temple of Doom, Crusade, Skull. It may be Dial of Destiny over Raiders. Hot take.
Temple, Raiders, Crystal.
Now you lost me.
Crusade.
Yeah, dude, I love Raiders. I don't think Raiders is a bad movie, but it's just my least favorite out of all of Indiana Jones.
Okay, hold on. I just wanna bring something up really quick. Everyone has like this big fucking problem with like Indy hopping into this like cast iron refrigerator and
it's the coolest thing.
No one has a problem, but no one has a problem with him fucking talking to a knight that's been sitting in the cave for all of eternity, drinking a cup. No one has a problem with him jumping out of a plane with a fucking raft and opening it up and just miraculously landing on the river. Like, no one has a problem with that. But the fridge is too far. Get the fuck out.
The hate is so forced, I feel like. It's really weird.
Yeah, dude. Man. I love
aliens.
Oh, there can't be aliens in an Indiana Jones movie. Why? Like, I don't understand. Like, why?
Go. If you think about the time of when that movie took place in the 1950s, guess what also happened in the 1950s? Roswell.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It was perfect.
Oh God, dude. Seriously. Sorry. I just had to go on a tangent. Just when I see people like piss on that movie just for that little fact. I'm like,
it's so good, dude. So good. But Dial of Destiny is at my number 8 spot. My girlfriend and I, we are the Indiana Jones couple, and it's pretty fun this time, creating a Star Wars couple. Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny is my number 8. Will, what is yours, bro?
My number 8 is Beau is Afraid.
Oh.
I really love just weird movies like this, where nobody else besides this director, Ari Aster, could have made this. You know what I mean? Like, this is so personal to him. And, like, I really feel like he just, like, popped his brain out and just opened it up for all of us to, like, just look in awe of how, like, messed up he is on the inside, you know?
Okay.
Like, there's so much shit in this that you need to unpack. But, I mean, Joaquin Phoenix is just, he kills it in this movie. Sometimes it's really funny. Sometimes it's some of the most harrowing things I've ever seen in my life. Sometimes you're just left there being like, what the fuck did I just see? Like, this is insane. Like, who gave this man a budget to do this scene? Because this is ridiculous. And I'm just left there like my jaw agape, just absolutely flabbergasted. And I love it when a movie does that to me. It is really long. It's like 3 hours. But I kind of like long movies. Like, it lets me kind of get into the whole world of it. Like, I get really invested when a movie's a lot longer, and it makes you really experience the time that, like, these characters are experiencing. When this guy is just having basically a 3 hour long panic attack, like, you really feel it. And I love that. That as an experience, I thought it was great.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And Johnny, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is a little horror movie called, from Argentina, When Evil Lurks.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Holy shit, man. If you want to talk about a movie that has similar parallels to a pandemic, this is that movie. Because it's bad decision after bad decision after bad decision that just leads to even more bad decisions in a worse situation. There is a scene in here that involves a little girl and a pit bull that will fucking stay with you.
Ooh.
It is insane. And I find myself thinking about it till this day. Like, I saw this movie 2 months ago, and it's still with me. I keep thinking about it. I'm like, oh my god, dude. Like, and even though I did a review for it and said, you know, that ending kind of missed the mark, I don't know. I might have to backtrack that because I think that ending is perfect. Because it fucking signifies what happened in real life. You know what I mean? Just like the reveal, the breakdown, the emotion, everything in this movie is so bleak and there is no hope. It's just, yeah, you leave feel like you feel depressed after watching this movie, and that is a hallmark of a good horror movie. That is a hallmark of a great horror film, that it could resonate with you and just tap into something in your subconscious and just leave you fucking devastated. And man, I was just like, holy shit. Like, yeah, that pit bull scene, you see it coming, but you're like, they're not gonna do that.
Oh, they already asked for you, man. Huh?
You're not gonna do that. No, they do that. And
Damn,
and you think that's the worst of it, but it's not.
Oh, Jesus
but it's not.
Christ, man.
Yeah, it's When Evil Lurks, man. It's my number 8, and honestly, it is one of the best horror films that I've seen or last year rather.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that out then. I love horror
That's
movies.
on Shudder right now.
Oh, really? Okay, good, perfect. I have that.
Yeah, so it's on Shudder, and it is subtitled, so just letting you know.
That sounds absolutely fucked, man. Harold, what is your number 8, bro?
My number 8 is Fast X.
Okay.
Okay.
It was I really enjoyed it. More about what Johnny was doing on on TikTok. You were reviewing all the Fast and Furious movies. Of course, the funniest review was the one about Tokyo Drift. That one was really funny. So that added more hype to it, and it was the way it went. You know, the whole to be continued part had me going. Like, I get kind of emotional on cliffhanger movies, and one of my friends is in a chat. If he's still here, he can vouch for me. I get really emotional on those type of cliffhangers because I really want to see the rest. And the whole movie was so good. The end credit scene was also good. I think it was a throwback to Hobbs and Shaw. I'm not really sure, but it was really good. That's why I put Fast X as my number 8.
Okay. Only Fast movie I've seen is Hobbs and Shaw.
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh man, you're missing out, dude. You're missing out, Will. You're missing out. You're missing out on some
I've been meaning to get onto them.
On some crazy shit, man.
Yeah, they look like they're fun after a while, you know.
Yeah, I bet. Let's go ahead
I don't know if that's the word I'd use, fun. But yeah, no, they are entertaining.
Let's go ahead and move on for number 7, guys. For me, this is a little bit of a early release from February, actually. Elizabeth Banks' Cocaine Bear. This was a blast. Saw this with my girlfriend, Tyler from Galaxy of Film, and Tyler's wife, actually. Yeah, dude, this was kind of like an underrated gem. Like, I knew this was going to be cool. It was Ray Liotta's last film. We got Alden Ehrenreich from Solo, and we got also Ice Cube's son in this, who I love as well. And I knew I was going to like it, but I was unprepared for how much I would love it, actually. And then also the twist of 2 cocaine bears is just incredible, man. This movie was an absolute blast and is my number 7. So, Will, where were you at for number 7 too?
So my number 7 is John Wick Chapter 4.
Okay.
Yep. So my viewing experience on this one was a little different from usual. I think I watched it like on the day it came out. But on that same day, I had just gotten this like really tragic news that my grandmother had passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it was really like tough. We were all expecting it. It was about to happen. Like we all kind of knew. So I was like, I don't know. Do I even want to go out with my friends, because those were plans with my buddies to go see it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go out, I'm try to feel a little bit better. And I went there and I had a fucking blast. And I'm glad that movie kind of picked me up from this family tragedy that we just had. And that just, I mean, the action in that movie is just absolutely incredible. Probably the best action in that whole series at that point. I mean, just like the top-down view with the staircase scene that lives rent-free in my head like all the time. I was dying laughing when he falls down those stairs and it just goes on for like 20 minutes. I just love that shit so much, man. And it's sad to see. I mean, I assume the series is over, or maybe they'll do spin-offs or whatever, but it's sad to see that end, but I hope that these creators, I know that the director is going on to do like a Ghost of Tsushima movie, which I can't wait for that.
Oh, we're getting a spin-off this year featuring the woman I have a pop figure of, actually.
Wait, who is she? That's right. Yeah. I forgot she was
the Russian ballerinas, which I'm kind of against because I think Olga Karolinko should have been casted in that role, and honestly, because she's actually Russian and part of that culture. But Ana de Armas, again, she needs this. We'll see.
That was fun. Looking at the chat real quick, Ken Dog is heading out. He says, "Love you all, Galaxy of Film family." He's something for our buddies. Thank you, Ken Dog. Love you too, bro. Thanks for stopping by. I can't believe we had Ken Dog at the event, bro. That was insane.
Star of the whole show.
Johnny, what is your next film, bro?
My next film is a movie that I had no idea that was being released, and I had no interest in seeing, and I saw it just on a whim, and it is Godzilla -1.
Okay.
I did not think I'd be that emotional walking out of a fucking Godzilla movie. I was crying watching this fucking movie.
Really?
Because this is not even a Godzilla movie. It's a war movie about a fighter pilot who is a disgrace to his nation because he didn't complete his mission, and he has to find a way to redeem himself in front of his eyes of his countrymen and his nation and stuff like that. And you have Godzilla in the bag that is a fucking metaphor for the evil empire that is the United States.
Well, mostly that he's like a metaphor for just war in general and the way that was just like a nice little jab. I'm just saying.
That sounds sick, dude.
Yeah.
So Godzilla is the Toho Godzilla films are good. Those are really fun, but the United States one, those films were just not good. Godzilla vs. Kong.
Nah,
King of Monsters,
Godzilla vs. Kong is incredible.
I like Godzilla from 1997 with Matthew Broderick. I think that is a fucking fun Godzilla movie. I think that is probably one of the best Godzilla movies because they try to make it our own. You know what I mean? But this movie is really great. There's a lot of heart. There's a lot of emotion. Just the special effects are on point. It was filmed on $10 million. And it feels like $100 million movie.
Really?
That's fucking crazy.
It recently just made, I think, 90 million worldwide too. So it's a huge success.
And I don't know if there's gonna be a sequel. I honestly don't think you should do a sequel because I think this movie is fucking perfect.
Well, Godzilla -2.
I actually made that joke in my review. I made that joke too. But yeah, I mean, the reason I have it a little bit lower is just because it was a recent review. It was a recent watch. So I had to knock it down just to number 7. Otherwise, this would have been in my top 5 had I seen this in October or November or something like that. But Godzilla is a really fucking good movie, though. I completely underestimated how good of a movie that was.
Good to hear, man. Good to hear. And Harold, what about you? What's your number 7, bro?
My number 7 is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Okay, interesting pick.
It was absolutely amazing. This is the back-to-back movie. Again, with the cliffhanger that leave me emotional. And the thing about Mission Impossible movies that I love so much is I can never like predict or tell what's gonna happen because Ethan, that's the main character. I think he's Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah, it's Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Ethan is Tom Cruise. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was Charlie Sheen.
He always does. Well, impossible things, and I never see it coming.
Shit.
Of course, in the trailer, we seen the whole motorcycle scene, but when I seen it in the movies, I was just blown away. It felt like I didn't even know it was coming. It was so amazing. And I love rewatching that scene on YouTube or clips or whatever. I just love rewatching that entire scene. Amazing movie. I can't wait for part 2.
Okay. Okay, Harold. Good to hear. Good to hear. Let's go on to number 6, guys. I'm looking at my list now, and actually, kind of funny enough, I think this is the first year I saw all these movies of someone, with the exception of one, actually, which is kind of neat. So this next one I saw with my girlfriend, and dude, I adored this fucking movie. It was hard to have this one this low. Like this 6 is pretty solid in my opinion for myself. This is a really good rom-com. No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence, dude. I fell in love with this movie. I'm a sucker for a good B-movie rom-com kind of deal, something I'd rent from Blockbuster, and this is exactly that. I forget the guy's name, but we get the cousin from The Bear as well in this, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence, dude, is the same woman she was in 2013 when she kind of came up. This is absolutely hilarious, and I need to get this physically at some point this next year. Yeah, I don't know. This was, I feel like, kind of slipped under the rug, too. Like, everyone, like, I think knew this off a trailer compared to actually sitting down and watching this movie.
I feel bad that I didn't see it. I was like, I gotta go see that in theaters, dude. And then I didn't get around to it.
Also when you open up against the Spider-Verse and when you open up against Guardians, yeah, you're kind of asking for it. Like, you set this movie up to fail.
Dude, this movie's better than Guardians.
But I'm just saying though, like when you think about it as like as a moviegoer, as a casual moviegoer, you're not gonna want to go see a rom-com. Because you're not. You're gonna go see Marvel. You want to be part of the trend.
Yeah, I guess so. If you want to, yeah, I guess so. But it still holds up, man. Solid fucking movie.
I'm not dogging the movie. I'm just saying though, like that's the mindset of moviegoers.
Oh, I get you. Fuck Guardians 3 though. But Will, what is your number 6, bro?
Well, just copy and paste what Harold said. I really loved Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. That was another great action movie experience of this year. I had been really looking forward to it. I watched all the Mission Impossible movies for like the first time. Well, a couple of them I had seen. Like I saw the first two and then Ghost Protocol. And so I hadn't seen all the other ones. And this last year, I managed to marathon all of them, and damn, I was so hyped because those movies just get better and better. Like it's insane. Like they get usually when you get 4 movies in, that's usually when it goes downhill. But these movies get better. Like it's awesome.
It's a consistent franchise. I will have to say, Mission Impossible is a consistent franchise.
Yep.
I've only seen a couple of these. I don't know one of them actually. I saw the one in 2016 that came out.
Is that the one with Henry Cavill?
No. The one before.
Oh, the one before that.
Where he's hanging off the plane.
Yeah, that's
Rogue Nation.
Yeah, Rogue Nation. Yeah.
Okay, that's the only one I've seen.
You should go and watch those, man. Those are great. And Dead Reckoning really, carries on the torch with that. And they introduce Haley Atwell. There's this amazing scene with Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell that is they're locked in handcuffs, like trapped in this tiny little car, and they're like doing this whole car chase sequence, and it's so funny. And just they pull off all these amazing stunts. Also, what's her name? Vanessa Kirby is also great in the movie. Yeah, I fucking love that movie. I can't wait for part 2.
Man, you do a spy episode, man. Maybe Dr. No and Mission Impossible this year.
Okay.
Man, you do something like that. Okay. Might finally sell me on Mission Impossible, dude. Because I've always argued that I'm a Bond fan over an MI fan. But, Johnny, what is your number 6, man?
My number 6 is Killers of the Flower Moon. This was holy shit. This was dark and bleak. This was on some shit, man. And this movie did what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to educate you on the Osage murders, and it's supposed to make you want to learn more about this, which it made me do. Like, I went home and watched the PBS documentary on the Osage murders and started reading up on this shit, and just like, god damn. Like, you thought the movie was dark, just start reading up on this shit, because then it just gets even, it's worse.
Sure.
What?
No, I'm agreeing. I thought you had more to say. I'm listening.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But no, Killers of the Flower Moon, I think at 80 years old, Martin Scorsese still has it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This motherfucker still has it in him to give us top quality movies. So I am very happy that Apple released this in theaters and not on their shitty platform. So this is actually a really good fucking look for Apple right now, you know, because this movie is getting Oscar buzz. It made a lot of money. Martin Scorsese, just, you know, again, can't say enough about Martin Scorsese. Everyone thought he was done after The Irishman, and what's he do? Comes back with Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, dude, I gotta say, this is definitely the film to come back from, because I hated The Irishman. But
really?
I did love Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, everyone hated The Irishman.
And a lot of people The Irishman.
No, I like The Irishman. I'm with you, Will. I'm with you. Like, I like The Irishman. I just can't stand the deep fake.
Yeah.
That shit looks retarded. That looks awful.
Yeah.
Someone did a better one, like the Snapchat filters, and it looked better than the fucking Netflix one.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like Disney Star Wars too, where it's like they, with their millions of dollars, they couldn't do it, but then some dude with some deepfake technology downloaded on their laptop, they can do it better. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. No, but I'm with you. I think The Irishman is a good movie. I think it was a great gangster movie. Killers of the Flower Moon, again, Martin Scorsese just proves at 80, you can still fucking do it. He still has it.
Okay, and Harold, what about you, man? What's your number 6?
My number 6 is Blue Beetle.
Hey. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, some DC love. All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, so Blue Beetle was really good, but based on previous DC projects, I didn't know how I was going to feel about it. Especially since I really know next to nothing about Blue Beetle except for like teaming up with Batman and Bane in the Teen Titans. So it was good to learn more about it. You know, it really stands out as a new groundbreaking superhero movie. You know, with the whole Hispanic Mexican superhero. You know, it was just it felt like watching. I don't really know how to explain it, but it just felt like a new type of DC movie film. So it was great to see it. I really love it. All the things about family helping you out, even though they don't have superpowers. You know, it was a good family movie. Really great.
I'm glad it got out of the HBO Max treatment, because originally it was streaming only and went to theater. So, you know, I didn't see it. I'm done with DC. I've said 1,000 times now, but I'm at least glad this movie got made and it was treated the way it deserved. You know, I will admit
it is. It's by far the best DC movie of this year. I thought it had so much heart, and it's so good.
I have not seen this, and I can tell you already that it is probably the best DC movie ever.
Yes.
I just saw Aquaman 2 last night, and let me tell you, man, holy shit, they give up on that movie.
Yep. Yeah. Not a high bar, but still pretty good.
Yeah. Let's move on to number 5. Some of you might be surprised. This is so low for me even too. Barbie. This movie was a lot of fun. It's perfect even. It's groundbreaking. I hope it wins an Oscar, you know, but it just isn't the best of the best for me. You know, or excuse me, I may think it's the best film of the year, tied for another one. It just isn't my favorite of the year, unfortunately. But I had a great time watching this regardless. I saw this in the theaters with my buddies Caleb and Drake. We all dressed up as Ken, so this was a fun one this year. You know, usually we dress up for Star Wars movies, and I think this... Oh, and for anything Minions related, my friends and I all dressed up as Minions for as well. But yeah, this was pretty cool to dress up as Ken for. And number 5, Barbie. Will, where are you at for number 5?
Well, number 5 for me is Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
I got to see it in IMAX. It was... Again, one of the most like harrowing just 3 hours of my life. Just gets every like 10 minutes, it just gets more depressing.
Yeah.
Somehow able to pile more depression on you every scene. And Leo pulls off like one of the most just like pathetic, despicable people you've ever seen in your life, and Robert De Niro is just one of the most evil villains you'll ever see in a movie, because like he comes across as like the nicest guy in the whole world, but actually he's a fucking scoundrel. Like he is a parasite. And I just love the way that they played that off. And obviously I have to say, what's her name? Lily Gladstone just really is the heart of the movie. I thought she gives such a fantastic performance. You feel so bad for these people and what happened to them. And I'm glad that this story has been, put out there for like wider audiences, because I had never heard of this until this movie was coming out.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, so I'm glad that I know about this now, that I'm more aware. And incredible movie from Scorsese. I mean, just he's still killing it, and I hope he gets another one out there. Before he has to call it quits.
I'm really interested. I'm hoping my sister at some point looks into Killers of the Flower Moon, because obviously we know it's based off of historical events, but this is also adapted from a book too, which I'm really curious to see how that compares to the book itself.
Because it's a different perspective. I think the book is from the perspective of the FBI agent.
Oh, okay.
It comes really about the birth of the FBI. It's not even about the Osage murders. It's really about the birth of the FBI.
Interesting. Okay.
Which I really respect Scorsese for deciding to shift focus to the people that it was really about. Because that's really the story that needed to be told.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of this movie being built off the backs of Native people and their trauma that they experience, it's like, no, we have to. That's the real story there, So I'm glad that that's the direction that he went.
Okay. And Johnny, what is your number 5?
Oh man, you're gonna hate me for this.
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians
of the Galaxy Volume 3. I know. I was on here when we did the episode. The Beast. I know you're a huge Beastie Boys fan. But yeah, you know what, man? This is a movie that again stuck with me. Rocket Raccoon's story just hits. It still hits. Rewatching it, just like goddamn, that's still emotional. But yeah, I think this is a great send off for James Gunn. Not only for him, but for the cast, for the fans. This is a love letter to Marvel and the MCU and what he contributed to. And, if we can take anything away from these 3 movies, is that James Gunn was able to do his 3 movies. Like, you can look at Guardians and distinctly say, those are James Gunn's movies.
Sure.
You can't do that with any other Marvel movie. I'm sorry. Like, you just can't. You can't say that's a Jon Favreau movie. You can't say that's a Russo brother movie. Or a Ryan Coogler movie. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Because they all feel like they're templates. And I feel like with Guardians, there's enough of James Gunn on screen that you can appreciate that. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 for me at number 5.
Okay. And Harold, what about you, man? You were also on that episode too, I think, Harold. So where were you at for number 5?
My number 5 is Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't see
that. Yeah, it was a really awesome movie. There was just a little bit funny problem with my experience. Somebody pulled the fire alarm, so in the middle of the final battle, so we had to evacuate the movie. We did get a chance to come back and either have a choice to finish the movie or get free movie vouchers, but me and my friends never know like when someone's gonna get busy, so we decided to stay. And then the movie didn't start again for like another 30, 40 minutes, so we were just sitting in the theater with eating popcorn, making jokes until it came back on for 40 minutes. But other than that, the movie was really good. Yeah, it's really high on my list, especially because of the GI Joe ending scene. That was it was just amazing.
Okay.
Are we keeping this? Keeping this spoiler free?
Not anymore. That's for sure.
Those post-credit scenes. You should have flipped them.
But yeah, the GI Joe ending scene was really good. Like, I know they're both like from Hasbro or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was really unexpected when he showed him his card and it said that. Amazing.
Let's get a Voltron going now.
So we'll talk after the show here. I got questions now, man. I might need to go watch this movie finally. You might have just sold me.
Oh, bro, this has the best needle drop ever. This probably has the best needle drop of the year.
Really?
This has the best needle drop of the year, and you're gonna love it too because this is the only way you use "Mama said knock you out."
Whoa, Johnny! Look, man. I get it. We got a bit of an age difference here, man. You can't beat Kangaroo Jack, and I know Will knows this.
Kangaroo Jack, USA.
Yeah, man.
I think you can, bro.
This one was pretty good.
Watching that scene and Mama said knock you out, jumped out, bro. I jumped out of my seat.
What, really?
That scene was pretty good.
It got me hyped, dude. It got me hyped. If it don't get you hyped, man, I don't know what to say. But it got me.
Do I need to watch the other the Michael Bay ones?
No. This is a whole new series. It's a whole new thing.
If anything, just Bumblebee, right? I think it's just Bumblebee.
Yeah, Bumblebee. But you don't even need to watch.
I've seen Bumblebee in theaters. I wasn't a Bumblebee fan.
Okay, then you're good. Yeah, good.
Yeah, you don't need to watch anything.
Rise of the Beast, bro. Dude. I'm gonna rent this week. Screw it. This sounds awesome.
Sounds Paramount, dude. It's on trial.
Oh yeah, there you go, man. I got Paramount already. I'm watching this week. Okay, you just sold me, Harold. You just sold me on this. There you go, buddy. There you go. Number 4, guys. This one was my number 1 for a bit. I'm not gonna lie. And
is it Exorcist Believer?
Oh, fuck you. I love this. This was my most anticipated movie of the year. I wish it was higher, but these other 3 are damn good still. This is the Super Mario Brothers movie. I gotta be honest, dude. Spider-Verse is incredible. This is my favorite anime movie of the year. Fuck Spider-Verse compared to the Mario movie. I had a blast with this. Absolutely adored it. Jack Black's Peaches is incredible. I like the original Mario movie, man. I did that on the podcast. That was Harold's first episode of the podcast, actually. I love that thing. And the fact that we got a better one finally, and it's done by the same team behind Minions and Despicable Me, which I also really love. This was right up my alley. Voice acting surprisingly really good. Got Anya as well for Peach. We got, of course, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, which is kind of weird. Charlie Day as Luigi. A stacked cast, and I love it, man. This was a blast.
Luigi's Mansion now. That's what we need. We need that Luigi's Mansion sequel.
I need so many sequels, dude. I want it to be a Yoshi's Island and Luigi's Mansion sequel. Give me we'll split
set that up
focus.
Again, so they're gonna do that.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. Will, what's your number 4?
My number 4 has got to be Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. It was incredible. I mean, definitely one of my more anticipated movies of the year. Into the Spider-Verse just blew my mind watching that, when that came out. So it was one of those situations where I was like, damn, I need that sequel right now.
Yeah. And
finally getting it, and it really pays off. Even though it's not, of course, the complete story. It is a part 1. But the cliffhanger itself was such an awesome experience in the theater. Just being like, oh my god, I can't believe this is where it's headed, and we should have seen this from before. Of course this is where this was leading, this whole time. And Oscar Isaac is amazing as Spider-Man 2099, great villain. And I think my favorite character in it had to be Spider-Gwen. I loved her development in this one and how they really explore her past and how she has to confront her father, and her scene where it's that kind of coming out scene that she does with her father was just really visually just incredible, and I loved the character writing in this one. So yeah, I really loved it.
Solid pick. Johnny, what's your number 4, brother?
My number 4 is the Iron Claw.
Oh, recent. Okay.
Yeah, this movie. I'm a huge wrestling fan. I fucking I watch WWE, AEW. I watched wrestling since I was a kid, and I fucking love this movie. This was, and I have a really hard line with biopics because I always feel that biopics always exploit their subjects. That they never really tell you the truth. They never really give you. They make them feel. They lean in more into the myth rather than to the human. You know what I mean? Like they make them feel bigger than what they are. Which, yeah, granted they are, but. You mean to tell me that none of these people had flaws? And that's one thing that I do like about the Iron Claw is that these people understood that these were humans and they explored the humanity behind the Von Erichs. And yeah, man, devastating movie. It is a devastating movie and it's emotionally a wreck, but it ends on a real happy note. Real happy note. And if you're familiar with the Von Erichs legacy or the history, you know where the movie's going. If you're not a wrestling fan, you're still gonna enjoy this movie. You're still gonna get a lot out of it. I promise you. And this shows Zac Efron has arrived as an actor. Like he has arrived as an actor. He is no longer the pretty face. This motherfucker is an actor now. This is probably his performance of his career.
See, man, this is where age difference comes into play again, Johnny. I gotta say, there's a little film called High School Musical that made me respect Zac Efron. All right. I'm serious, dude. When we were filming Goonies, actually, the Nigel Morgan, he plays the bartender. He's the lead in Like a Surgeon. He plays Redneck Mike in Distinguished. He's the diner server in Novex. In between takes, he started singing one of the songs from High School Musical, and all my cast broke into song, bro. Everyone fucking loves it. That's my age. It's so good.
I will say that he has range, and I think when you watch movies like Neighbors, you watch the Ted Bundy movie, then you watch this, you see the arc as an actor, and I think Zac Efron has proven that this guy can do anything now.
Okay, so this is his Uncut Gems.
Yeah, this is his Uncut Gems, and I think this is his moment. I don't think he's going to be nominated, which is a shame because I think this movie came out a little too late for that. Because goddamn, dude, I can't say enough about his performance. Like I just can't. Like I was enthralled by his performance in this movie, and Jeremy Allen White too, man. He was so good in this movie as well, and I'm like, god damn, like. These guys embodied the Von Erichs. So, yeah, man. The Iron Claw, my number 4.
Okay. Good pick, bro. Good pick. And Harold, what about you? What's number 4 for you?
My number 4 is Creed 3.
Okay, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I really love the movie. Just like all the Creed franchise, and this one was amazing. Well, I still say probably like Creed 2, maybe better, but I still really like Creed 3. It showed Adonis when he was really young, him and his childhood friend. It was just really great. One thing I still like to laugh about is just the beginning scene when he was a kid in his room. Because he's a Naruto fan. I'm a Naruto fan. But as a kid, he had the poster of Naruto Shippuden on his wall. And that date, Shippuden wasn't even out yet. So I just like to laugh at that. I was like, nice.
I remember when we did that episode. That was like a sticky point for Harold. I was like, that wasn't yearly accurate, bro. Like, nah, that didn't come out that year.
Yeah, it was so funny. Like, it was the first thing so I was like, is that like Shippuden poster? It's not even supposed to be out yet, but it's good. It's cool. It's fine. And I think that's one of the main things I like about Michael B. Jordan is that we both love Naruto, and I think he took a lot of inspiration from one of the fights into his final fight.
Oh, in the baseball stadium when those lights go out, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
what a great directorial debut.
Yeah, so it was a really great movie. I really enjoyed it.
Funny mention, Harold. My number 3 is also Creed 3. Yeah, dude, I love it. I agree too. I think Creed 2 is slightly better still, but this is a gorgeous, gorgeous movie. I think it is visually the best in the Rocky series. It's a bold directorial debut at that as well. Not just a damn good one, but a bold one. I can't believe we're getting a fourth. We'll have to see where that goes, of course.
Such a shame about Jonathan Majors, though, man. Jeez.
Yeah, we talked about that a few weeks ago. What a damn shame.
I'm not sure that interview did him any favors.
No, not one bit.
Yeah, there was a new interview, right? That just came out.
Yeah, that
just
dropped like this morning. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, no, not one bit, man. Yeah, Creed 3 was absolutely incredible. And also what I really loved about Creed 3, something that I'd argue that the Rocky movies really failed to do, was make you give a shit about the kid involved. You know, I loved seeing the relationship between Adonis and his daughter. You know, obviously Rocky 2, when Rocky Jr.'s born, we kind of have that emotional pull because Adrian's in the coma and Rocky doesn't want to meet his son right away. But by Rocky 4, Rocky Jr. is annoying as hell. And by Rocky 5, we just hated the guy, dude.
He's like a fucking teenager. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, you were gone for a year, dude. The fuck?
And then by Rocky 6, I just want to beat the shit out of this guy for making Stallone sad. Like,
yeah,
come on, man. Yeah, Creed 3 is incredible. You know, I'll be there opening night for Creed 4. I can't wait for it. But yeah, well, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Okay.
Yep. I feel like this is probably one of the best Marvel movies ever made. I think it's my favorite of the Guardians trilogy. Definitely the best of this phase or whatever. James Gunn really just ups the ante with his visual presentation in this one. I think it's just some of the most polished effects and cinematography that he's ever put out. I feel like this is some of the hardest work he's ever put into like a movie. The character writing is so good. The character arcs and the way everybody has their time to shine and everybody has a moment. And he's juggling all these different characters and introducing new ones. And the villain, Jesus, he steals the spotlight every time he's there, and you hate him so much because he's such a miserable, shitty guy.
There is no redeeming part to him, which is what I love. Also,
I just love a villain like that. Like, I feel like so many of these movies, like the Marvels, like the villain in that is ass. Like, you don't care about this villain. They're not interesting. When they walk on screen, I'm like, oh god, you know, like there's nothing there to it. There's no conflict. But then when this dude shows up, and you know what he did to Rocket, and you know what he's doing to all these other people, that he's experimenting on them and doing all this heinous stuff. God, is it so, like, fulfilling when he gets his face ripped off. It's so great. It's so cathartic. You know, and it's a movie that makes you feel a lot. It's just so emotional. And I think a lot of us went into it expecting it was going to be a bloodbath. Like, you know, half the cast was probably going to die because we know, like, Dave Bautista didn't want to return after this one, and you know, there's several other characters I think that their contracts were up or whatever, but the movie ends up being super hopeful. You know, like, you think people are going to die, but they don't, and that's, like, to me, just as effective as, you know, killing off a character, if not more, in terms of getting emotion out of you if you really do it right. Like that shows true strength as a director, that he didn't just go the easier route and just killing people in order to get an emotion out of the audience, you know? And yeah, I really fucking love that movie, and I cannot wait for Superman Legacy. I think James Gunn's going to kill it, so.
Dude, they're filming that here in North Carolina, actually. Metropolis is going to be Charlotte, apparently, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, awesome. Dude. Get out of my fucking state, James Gunn. I can't stand you.
I guess you're not looking forward to the future of the DC universe, huh?
I will not be present except for the bat, dude. I'll be there for everything that bat drags his nutsack across. I'll be there in line for opening day. But other than that, I will not be there for DC again.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Fuck off, James Gunn. Johnny, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is The Holdovers.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had a chance to watch that yet. Okay.
Starring Paul Giamatti, Davina Joy Randolph. You know, this movie is about it's about a private school. They go on Christmas break. there are a bunch of kids that are held over because their parents don't want to come pick them up, and so they're trapped with a custodian, a teacher, and a cook. And so mischief ensues. But then, you know, the movie starts. You think, oh, this is just gonna be one of these wacky movies, but there's a lot here about, you know, accepting others for who they are, how to handle grief. There's a lot of deep emotions and deep themes going on in this movie that I wasn't even expecting going into. I thought I was just expecting like gonna be like a 70s comedy movie. No, man, this movie does everything very well. It balances comedy, it balances drama, it balances the emotion. Everything about this movie just clicks and it just hits. Just holy shit. And I didn't know this same guy, he directed Election with Reese Witherspoon from the
I haven't
90s.
seen that.
I'm like, holy shit. Okay, that makes total sense now.
Okay.
So this movie, this is another movie that left me like emotionally wrecked. If you watch my review for it, like I'm still recovering for it, getting choked up because the ending was so earned and so deserved, and I'm just like, I'm good for him. You know what I mean? Like you walk out of the theater, like you're not like down for what happened, but you're like, good for him, good for him. You know what I mean? And it kind of leaves you on this hopeful note that, you know, he's gonna find what he's looking for eventually.
Okay.
But it's just not where he is now. And again, it's about growth and learning how to accept others for who they are. It's a fantastic movie. Really great.
I need to watch this as a hit Paramount, I believe, right? Or was it Peacock? Peacock, yeah. Need to watch that. I might watch it with my mom this week, dude. The trailer looked incredible. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to watch this in theaters.
Bring tissues.
Okay, thanks for the heads up on that one. Harold, what about you, man? What are you looking at for number 3?
My number 3 is Gran Turismo.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of the Gran Turismo series, so I've always been playing the game. So when I heard the movie was being made, I immediately was like, okay, I'm going to see this day one. Love Gran Turismo. Still play it to this day. I actually played it probably maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, but it was recent that I did play it. I really love the movie and how it's based on a true story. I also relate to the main character so much because, you know, his dad was just like, you know, you're gonna make a living just playing the game all day, and you know, actually had a, you know, time in my life where my dad wanted me to asking me if I wanted to be on a football team or anything. He was just like, you know, all you want to do is play the game. Before he realized this, you know, I'm passionate about playing the game and I stream a lot. You know, before he knew I was going to be passionate about it, he thought I was just going to be doing nothing but playing the game my whole life. So to see somebody going through that in the movie was really relatable. And I just love the whole movie itself.
Good to hear, man. Good. Gran Turismo was a fun one to watch for sure. Other than that crash, but
yeah,
good pick.
I got strong opinions with it, but that is a good movie though. That was a fire movie though.
Yeah, definitely better than Ferrari. I'll tell you that much, dude. Fuck Ferrari. God, what a disappointment.
I don't know if I agree with you there, but okay,
dude. Oh my God, Michael, man, I'm hoping Heat 2 is good, bro. I hope Heat 2 is good because I can't believe.
Why the fuck are you doing Heat 2? And it's a prequel on top of that, which is fucking stupid. I'm sorry,
dude. You know what? As long as Adam Driver's not doing an Italian accent again, I'm fine with it.
He's playing a young Neil, so he shouldn't be doing any kind of accent.
Thank God, then, that's where he belongs. Okay.
Yeah, I agree that accent was pretty ass.
Yeah, God, pretty ass is an understatement, Johnny. All right, guys, moving on to number 2. My number 2 was something I watched with my girlfriend earlier this year. Dude, this may be not only the best in the series, but one of, if not the best modern day action film, period. John Wick Chapter 4. This movie is gorgeous. Every second of it is incredible. Soundtrack's awesome. The minimal script is awesome. Keanu Reeves says like 100 words, I think, in this movie, or something ridiculous.
I don't even think that. I don't even think he speaks even Close to 100.
He does all of his own stunts in this. He's getting his ass handed to him. Rest in peace, Lance Reddick. We get the final, or not the final role, but like final role as the concierge. His final performance as this character in this universe. Just incredible, dude. God, Donnie Yen's in it too, and he's fucking great. God, what a send off series. What a film, man. John Wick Chapter 4. Will, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Godzilla -1.
Oh, okay.
If you know me, I am probably the biggest Godzilla fan you're ever going to meet in your whole life. I've watched these movies ever since I was a little kid. Some of my earliest memories are watching the old school, Godzilla films from like the 60s and the 50s and every decade. So this was obviously one of my most anticipated movies of the year. And it did not disappoint. In fact, it exceeded my expectations so far. And it has been so crazy as a Godzilla fan to see the discussion about Godzilla going from, oh, they're just cheap, cheesy, shitty little movies that, who gives a fuck about that? You're a nerd if you like that stuff, whatever. And then now it's like, Godzilla is now one of the best movies of the year. Everybody is giving it high critical acclaim. It's doing so well at the box office internationally. It's, I think, currently like the highest grossing live action like Japanese film in America, like ever. I think, like besides like animated films. And it's just incredible. And the director Yamazaki, Takashi Yamazaki, really he was able to take Godzilla and reinvent him in a way, and bringing him back to the roots of his character of being like a post World War II, kind of exploring that trauma of surviving a war. And I did a lot of deep diving into World War II history, and especially about Imperial Japan and how screwed up it was and how evil they were, and their ideology of like, you have to kill yourself for your country. That is what you are expected to do. If you don't do that, then you're
a coward.
You're a coward. And this movie takes that and says, fuck you. Life matters. And your country should not be asking you to kill yourself. And this movie really, it was just so cathartic to watch that after seeing so many documentaries about all these people who were like forced to, fly a plane into a boat, even though they knew that this was terrible and they didn't want to do it, And so, yeah, I absolutely love this movie, especially not just as a fan, but as just a guy who likes good movies, and Godzilla's terrifying. There's so many great moments in this movie that it's just, that
island scene, bro, was just like,
right off the bat.
Yeah, like, holy shit, this is a different type of Godzilla, dude. Like, yeah, he ain't fucking around, dude.
Yeah, and the Jaws scene, when they're on the boat and they're like, we need a bigger boat, and Godzilla's chasing after them there. It's great, just awesome stuff. So yeah, I hope we get a sequel. I hope Toho gets to make these movies while we get the more schlocky stuff over here with Godzilla teaming up with King Kong and stuff like that.
Man, they could have done like so much with that. Like, if Toho and Universal had gotten together back in the 60s and worked out a deal, can you imagine how good a movie that would have been? You know what I mean? Godzilla, King Kong.
You're tripping, Johnny. Godzilla versus Kong is awesome, dude.
You know what? I still want to see Godzilla versus Ultraman, though. That is still a movie.
Oh, yeah. We might get that with, because they did Shin Ultraman and Shin Godzilla.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Johnny, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. How do I put? I hate saying this because I always say I've said it so many times, but I feel like the way we walked out of the theater is the way I feel people walked out of Empire in the 70s. I feel like that is the exact same way how they felt walking out after hearing that reveal of Vader, and they're just like, no hope. Like, where the fuck do you go? Like, I feel like that's how we feel. But then it's interesting enough that like you have people that are like, why the fuck did you end it like that? Like this and that. Like, come on, dude. Like, enjoy the cliffhanger. You know what I mean? Like that's part of the cinematic experience. You know, you got to enjoy that kind of cliffhanger. You know, so I really do love it, and I love that they had the nerve to end it like that. Like that was brilliant. Just to end it on a note like that, and it's like, oh my god. And the song that they use to close it out was just fucking perfect. It's just like it just tied everything together for me, at least.
Very well put, man. Very well. I need to rewatch it again, dude. Like I said, I need to make sure it holds up, because I like Into the Spider-Verse a bit more. I think a bit more.
I watched it like twice on Netflix, and to me, like both times, like I found myself sitting and watching it when I just like threw it on the background, and I just like, God damn, I'm supposed to be cleaning my room right now, but I'm sitting here watching this fucking movie.
Harold, what about you, man? What's number 2 for you?
Talking video games again, the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
There we go. That's more like it. I'm surprised this isn't number 1 for you. All right.
Yeah. The Super Mario Bros. Movie was amazing. They did everything right, and then more, from how Mario was introduced to Mushroom Kingdom. I like how Princess Peach was not actually kidnapped, but knew how to fight and how to engage in combat. That was amazing. Toad really caught me by surprise, because in most Mario games, Toad is a coward, but he was willing to fight for Princess Peach, was amazing. Luigi being a coward, totally expected, nailed it, amazing. The final fight when they got the superstar and just, double team Bowser was awesome. It was so amazing. Everything about that movie was good. All the references, the GameCube reference. He was playing what's Pig game called again? The Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
Kid Icarus. Then they had the old school Mario. As another character, it was, everything was pitch perfect about that movie. So amazing. The end credit scene with Yoshi, everything. So awesome. Of course, everyone loves Jack Black's Peaches. Great music.
Absolutely.
Some people got it as a ringtone. Love hearing it.
It better win an Oscar, bro. It better win an Oscar.
And then there was the whole Mario versus Donkey Kong scene. It was amazing. Throwback to their rivalry, and just what looks like something from Smash Bros. So good. And the Mario Kart scene, again, amazing. When I seen that first scene in the trailer, I was like, they did not put Mario Kart in the Mario Bros. Movie. It was amazing. Just everything they put into that one movie, and it was still the same length as your average movie. Was just amazing. So much. Big upgrade from the first Mario movie.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. All right, guys. Before we go ahead and reveal our number 1s for our top 10 of 2023, let's quickly go over our honorable mention, which is our number 11, the film that just quite didn't make the cut for us, and also our worst movie of the year, too. So going up my honorable mention, number 11, They Cloned Tyrone. This is a Netflix exclusive. Very, very smart movie, and damn, dude, John Boyega can act. I'm glad he's gotten away from Finn in the sequel trilogy. Obviously, we saw it the year prior with Breaking, and then also kind of going in with The Woman King, which I didn't get a chance to see. But man, this movie is great. Jamie Foxx is back and is awesome in it as well too. Yeah, check it out. But my worst movie of all year. Fuck this movie to hell. Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. This movie is atrocious and is unwatchable in my opinion. I'll never own this physically. I have all the DCEU. I ended the collection of The Flash. We're calling it quits. I even got Black Adam, dude. I'm not buying this shit. Not buying this. I'm not buying Aquaman 2.
Yeah, it was kind of boring. It was a very boring movie. I was pretty disappointed in that one.
Kind of boring is an understatement, dude. It's just shit. The only thing good about it is Rachel Ziegler, and only because she got cast in Hunger Games right afterwards, So it's like not even great. She's just a new actress. I don't know. This was awful, dude. Zachary Levi's little tantrum after this movie came out was worse than The Rock's, and that's mind blowing. This will never be watched in my household again. I'll put it that way. Will, what's your honorable mention and your worst movie of the year?
So both of these are tough to choose. This one was really between. It was almost going to be Dungeons and Dragons. I love that movie. It was great, but the horror fan in me kind of beat this out. Evil Dead Rise is my.
That's my number 12.
Someone brought that up.
Yeah. I love Evil Dead. Like the entire franchise is just so good. There's not a single bad Evil Dead movie. So, and I'm glad that this movie kept that.
And the
tradition
series isn't even bad either.
Great. Yeah, the series is also great. And like the movie just it really brought it back to its roots again. It kind of was that perfect split between like the remake vibes and like the original films, where it gets a little hokier and it's a little bit more like, I mean, it's not really as funny as like Evil Dead 2, but it it's a little campy sometimes. But really, really great, return to form, even though nothing was even wrong with it in the first place. So it's great. Love that one. And then for worst movie of the year, this is one where it's like, I feel like I gave it like a 3-star rating at first, but the more I think about it, there's so many things wrong with it. I feel like just like as a film and just what it represents for the industry right now, and that it's just kind of the perfect epitome of everything wrong with Hollywood. The Flash.
Wow.
There are so many things going for it, which makes it hurt so much. Like, I really think that like the emotional core of that movie is still pretty solid, and there are a handful of great sequences in there. And I went into it in length. You should go, anybody in the audience should go listen to the Flash episode that we did. I go into great length about my issues with that movie, but just, it's a movie where you can't scrub away, even with bleach, all of the fingerprints of all the corporate Frankensteining going on in the background. Just they took a movie that should have been something fairly simple, and then they said, oh, let's make it a time travel thing with now Michael Keaton's Batman, and we're actually rebooting the whole timeline, and it's going to change everything, and then we're going to get a bunch of CGI deepfake cameos that add nothing, and General Zod, we're just going to do nothing with him, even though he's the villain in the last half, and then I have a lot of problems with that movie.
Dang, man. I like The Flash still. I like The Flash. Johnny, what about you? What's your honorable mention and your worst movie of the year?
Well, I'm glad someone brought up Evil Dead Rise, and I don't got to bring that one up. But mine is an underrated movie that I feel like a lot of people slept on, and it's called Polite Society. It's about two sisters, and one of them wants to be a stunt woman, and the older sister is getting married to this shady little rich dude. And it's like a mixture of Scott Pilgrim meets Scott Pilgrim versus the World meets Nobody. Like, it is that good.
The Bob Odenkirk movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The action is very solid, and the choreography is so good, but it's so out there, just like Scott Pilgrim, where it feels like the fight scenes are like video game-ish. It's so much fun. Like, they even have like health bars and shit. It's like, this is fucking funny as hell, dude. So it's kind of a shame. Polite Society.
Okay, I think I heard of that one. Yep.
Yeah, it is a fun movie, and I kind of wish that more people saw this movie, because I think a lot of people. I think this movie deserves a lot of love. Honestly, it is so good, so good. The worst movie though that I saw was Exorcist Believer. That was on some bullshit.
Yeah.
That was some bullshit. Fuck that movie. Why are you still trying to make this a fucking franchise? Why? Who said that this was a good idea? David Gordon Green, stop making movies. Don't stop making movies. Stop remaking movies and retooling, rebooting, remixing, whatever the fuck it is that you're doing, because you fucked up Halloween, you fucked up The Exorcist, and now you left The Exorcist, and now because you left, we're stuck with another bullshit fucking reboot. Thanks. Like, I don't know, dude. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop it.
If you're gonna make one of these movies, which nobody asked for, at least put the effort in to make it like good. I don't know why. It's like they literally didn't they spend like $500 million getting the rights to The Exorcist, and then they were like, okay, let's get the most talentless hacks to write and direct this. This will be a great idea. This is gonna make so much money. This is just gonna print money on its own, and it's like,
it's bad when when the lead actress Ellen Bernstein and Reagan, Linda Blair, only did this because they needed to pay their fucking phone bill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like no, this is a fact because Ellen Bernstein said like, look, I don't want to do this movie, but if you double my salary and donate it to charity, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're
Good
like,
for them.
done. Because
Good
you know
for
what,
them
man?
making that money.
She fucking walked through this whole fucking movie. Like she was just like, yeah, I've been through it. I know how you're feeling. Read my book, and then you can know how.
And then she gets her eyes gouged out, and then it's like, I guess that was their one day of shooting they had with her.
Yeah, that's what
She's out of the
like, oh my god! Like
So
I will say
fucking
this:
bad.
like, the first half hour is actually kind of strong when the kids are missing, and it turns into this procedural thing. I thought that was a really strong start. That was really strong. But then once it started getting into the demonic possession, you lost me.
But when the kids come back, it becomes dog shit.
Yeah, it's like they wrote themselves in the corners. Like, oh my god, where do we go now?
Yeah, dude. What a awful fucking movie. I forgot about this thing, Johnny. Thank you for bringing up this tumor of a movie.
Fucking garbage, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck this movie.
Harold,
I will say that movie is worse than The Flash. I will say that movie is
yeah, dude. That's worse than Shazam 2 as well. You got me on that one.
Yeah,
and I even saw it in theaters, man. We were on the episode together, John.
Yeah,
it was
me too.
awful.
Yeah, that's why I thought we were gonna dog this movie together. I thought that was gonna be one of your worst movies.
I totally forgot about it, man. I did. I forgot it completely existed. Harold, what's your honorable mention in your worst movie of the year?
My honorable mention, and I wish it was kind of on my top 10 list because he's like my second favorite Marvel hero, but Ant-Man and Quantumania. It was like, I really love Ant-Man, but this movie was kind of rough. I enjoyed it, but not as much as the first two. And while it was a good movie, it just could not make my top 10.
Okay.
I really loved it though. Really good.
Okay, so what's your worst movie of the year then?
Didn't really like MODOK, but it was okay. My worst movie, The Little Mermaid.
Really, dude? I like The Little Mermaid.
Because, I didn't even like the original Little Mermaid. In fact, the one and only reason I went to go see this movie was in case you would need a backup to talk about it on the show. And that was the only reason I went to go see it. And because I didn't have work. It didn't have nothing to do.
Your fault. Your fault. They had to go see that shit.
My bad, Harold. My bad, buddy.
He took one for the team.
Only the best straight jokes you film.
And then I couldn't even do that because I fell asleep through the movie, most of the movie. And then it was embarrassing because I snore when I sleep. So somebody next to me had to wake me up. And then I was just like, I'm sorry. And then they were just like, they didn't even want to see the movie. It's just that they got a daughter who wants to see the movie, so they're here too. So, some people were really understanding. And
so wait, you were like a sold out showing. Someone's right next to you, bro.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
Someone right next to you, right in front of you, right behind you.
Yeah, it was definitely embarrassing, and the movie was extremely boring.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, Harold! I wish I could have been there for that.
That's hilarious. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh boy, guys, let's go ahead and talk our number one. I'm pretty confident I know where we're going with this one. Yeah, number one is Oppenheimer, guys. This movie's incredible. Possibly Nolan's best. I'm still a big Dark Knight fan. I'm kind of biased on that one.
I would have to see The Prestige in order to really say if this is his best film or not. I gotta see The Prestige.
I haven't seen it either, bro, and I'm saying it's his best. You're all right. You're all right. I saw this with Joshua Campbell, who is producing Goonies. This is the only movie I've seen in theaters with him, and I'll never forget how much he hated this thing. So, yeah, really memorable experience seeing it in the laser IMAX as well. Oppenheimer. What can we say about this movie that we haven't said already on the podcast? On the Barbenheimer episode, and even since then, we've been giving it nothing but praise. Yeah, number one is Oppenheimer. Will, what is your mystery number one as well?
I gotta say it's 65, starring Adam Driver. No, I'm just kidding.
Holy shit! How's
Just
that?
kidding. Just kidding.
As worst movie of the year.
I didn't even see it. I just figured it was not good. Anyways, Oppenheimer, obviously. Yeah, when Godzilla -1 surpassed it in IMDb's rating for like best movie of the year, I was like, no, stop the count. I'm the biggest Godzilla fan in the world, but no, I'm sorry. Gotta cut it off at some point, man. Oppenheimer is the best movie of the year, in my opinion. I really hope it gets that best picture for the Oscars. I know it already did for the Golden Globes, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I bought the Blu-ray right when it came out. I watched all the special features. Like,
did
the
you?
next
Okay.
day. Yeah, just really awesome learning about this film, and I just
54 days. 54 days is how long they took him to film this movie.
That's crazy, man, because
Fucking
it's so
insane.
long and it's so intricate, but like he had such a I think I remember him saying, Nolan, that like there's like no deleted scenes for this movie.
Yeah.
Like everything, he wrote it down and planned out everything perfectly before he went to go shoot it, and that's just so awesome.
I think that's kind of like a basis for most of his movies, honestly.
Yeah.
Even going back to Memento, like there is no wasted scenes. Everything that he filmed, there is a point to why he filmed it. It's like it's in there for a reason. So yeah.
Yeah, and you know, we covered this obviously on Barbenheimer, that episode that we did. But like I thought it was it's such an important movie, what it's about, like the creation of the atomic bomb and how that completely changed the entire world. And you know, it was very important to me because I've visited Hiroshima, you know, that place and Nagasaki are the only places in the world that have actually been, you know, seen the raw force of an atomic explosion and what that does. So this was very meaningful of an experience to me to see Christopher Nolan really tackle this world-ending idea and what that means for the rest of us and that burden we have to carry. Now that Pandora's box has been opened. So
yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, couldn't have said it better. Yeah, I love that you had that connection on the podcast too of having been there. That was always a weird, cool surprise I was not expecting. You know, we didn't have a girl on for Barbie, but we had someone who been to Hiroshima.
Yeah, someone visit Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Second best, I guess, guys. Johnny, what's your number one?
My number one is actually a tie. It's Barbenheimer. It's actually
okay, you're cheating.
Yeah, taking the cheap route. I don't blame you. But, okay.
You know, honestly, I don't know. I don't know how to say this. I think you can't separate the two because these two movies single-handedly saved cinema. You know what I mean? These two movies single-handedly got people that didn't go to the theaters anymore and went to the theaters to go see either one or both these movies. You know what I mean? Like, I see this on Instagram or TikTok. Like, I see people like, I never will go to the theaters and this and that. But I saw Barbie in the theater. I saw Oppenheimer in the theater. And to me, like, that is the point. Like, when you have, like, when you have two movies that just reach that point, and then you get casual moviegoers just to go to the theater, that's what you want. You know what I mean? That's what you want. And is it cheating? Yes, but I honestly think that it would be a disservice to not put it at number one because of what it did, you know, culturally and the trend. If you look at social media, you know, people dressing up as suits, people wearing pink, people doing this and that for like a month straight. People were doing this shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, both these movies actually had great messages. Both these movies were saying something. You know, Oppenheimer, we were with Robert J. Oppenheimer and living with him and how he had to live with that burden of being the creator of or being the destroyer of the world. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, that movie ended so bleak, and I was just like, god damn. Like I felt sad because like I look at it as like, oh shit, we're only 2 minutes from midnight now on the doomsday clock. I'm like, fuck. Fuck. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I need to go do something with my life then. Barbie actually had a great message you know, about women and femininity and equality. I think that was something like that. And if you got the message that it was man-hating, then you are the problem. Like that's not what it's about. It's not about hating men. It's about letting women be women. Let them be a woman. Like that is the point. They want to be treated equally. Like feminism is about equality, and that's what that movie was doing. But it was also stressing the fact of the burden that women carry in a man's world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like you have to understand. You gotta meet them halfway. You know what I mean?
Right.
All these motherfuckers like want to be red pill and just like be fresh and fit and shit like that. Like no, dude, like, that's not the way you go about things. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think. I think Barbenheimer, both those movies had really strong messages that really resonated with me and really kind of just stuck with me. And I just think it was important for me to put both of them on there because, you know, they made a lot of money. They had important things to say. And that's it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just put them as number one. I just thought, you know, yeah, why not?
Absolutely, man. I love it, though. I love it. You know, a little cheap rap, but we'll excuse it this time around. Buddy.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Harold, the man. What's your number one? What's the legendary pick, man?
My legendary pick is Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
There you go.
This movie was just so amazing, from the animation to the plot to the style. Everything was good about it. When I was talking about Fast X and Mission Impossible cliffhangers getting me emotional, that's an understatement compared to how this one got. This one literally brought tears in my eyes. It was so amazing. And even my friends were just like, "Are you crying?" I was like, no, just
you're crying.
Maybe a little bit. This movie was just really good. Fun fact, like the first Spider-Verse was the most times I seen a movie in 1 year of that same movie being 3 times. Sonic the Hedgehog took that. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 took that before. This one took that by this one. I've seen this movie 6 times.
6 times in theaters.
Wow, you beat me.
I've seen it 3 times in theater and then 3 times on Netflix. And I just look for any reason to rewatch this movie. From asking all my friends, they seen it? You haven't seen it? Let's go this weekend. Or my cousins, you guys want to see it? Let's go see it. I look for every reason to watch this movie until I was like, I don't need a reason. I'll just watch it by myself then. It was just so good. The movie was so great, and I cannot wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Good to hear, man. Good to hear. And I believe, guys, that wraps up everyone's top 10 films of 2023. Definitely the year of way too many box office hits and big-time blockbuster films coming out during the summer. We got some great ones, though. It was a bold summer. You know, definitely the studios took a hit during these strikes, rightfully so. I'm curious to see what we're going to end up with this summer, especially after this year. It felt like studios.
We're definitely gonna feel it next year. Not this year, but 2025, 2026. We're definitely gonna feel it.
We are.
Next year, we're only gonna have one mainline MCU movie come out next year, Deadpool 3, and it feels like chains are breaking off of me. You know what I mean? Like we still have those shitty Sony like spin-off Marvel movies, whatever.
Oh my god! So which one do you think is going to be the worst, Madam Web or Craven? Which one's
Madam Web? Madam Web's going to be.
See, dude, horrible. I don't know. I think Craven's
it's the same people who made Morbius. I think it's literally the same like screenwriters and everything that made Morbius. So
I think Craven is going to be completely bland. To be honest with you,
absolutely.
You know, I think at least with Madam Web,
so you know,
I think Madam Web's gonna be bad for sure. But I think we're gonna have at least some decent actresses in it. Like I love Dakota Johnson, man. If you've seen Peanut Butter Falcon and Cha Cha Real Smooth, you know,
Sydney Sweeney, you know,
yeah.
And
Isabella,
I forgot her last name is.
I think a lot of my hype from Craven is just straight out of Marvel Spider-Man 2. So yeah, probably.
Yeah, I feel you. Only time will tell, guys. Only time will tell. But I think it's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this week, gentlemen. Harold, it's always a blast getting you on here whenever we can. Of course, you've been here since like episode 19 or 20, something ridiculous. Where can our listeners find you if they don't follow you already, brother?
Mostly the same name across platforms of, you know, from Twitch to TikTok to YouTube to Instagram to Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it now. And gamer hero all across.
Very nice, very nice. And Will, it's always good getting you on here as well. Of course, you're part of our Galaxy of Film team here, or part of Mayhem Pictures, our Connecticut division. Where can our listeners find you if they don't follow you already as well?
So right now I'm on Instagram as William_Kish_. Kish is Kish. So that's where you can find me.
Very nice. So we got some special stuff coming soon with you as well, man. A little tease for our audience. Johnny, it's always a pleasure getting you on here, of course, too, brother. Where can our listeners find you? I know you were on here about a month or so ago with Jeffrey Riddick, the creator of Final Destination, with us.
Yeah, that was a blast. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Zuko's Corner, YouTube Zuko's Corner, and then you can find all my short films on YouTube at TVZ Studios.
Awesome, guys. And make sure to stick around, everyone, for next week. We have a very special episode coming to you. Make sure to go ahead and check out the latest short film, Novex, that's written by Tyler Jansen and produced by him and myself as well. Be sure to go ahead and check out the GoFundMe for my newest film, Goonies and Agony. We got a couple more days going on that to kind of help get this film being made. And stay tuned, guys. We got some more stuff coming. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter to see some stuff from the event going on we just had. Some red carpet photos and whatnot, some cast stuff. We had a blast, I can't wait for us to, what the, oh, I thought someone was about to wreck in front of my house, dude. I just heard a siren. Sounds like I'm living in fucking Compton now. Jesus. Well, yeah, I can't wait till we have another event, guys. It was truly one of the best times of my life, if not the best night of my life. And I can't wait to experience it again, It's only up from here. Galaxy of Film to the Moon. And if you enjoy the show, guys, please consider leaving us an iTunes and Spotify review. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for more Galaxy of Film live episodes. And we will talk to you guys next week.